This is the story of LBMW radio station. Both hosts, Jackie J and Frank Hemingway, are stationed on the North Side military's exclusion zone. Both hosts are highly critical of the military's actions towards the event and attempt to show the human side of the refugees of the event. As their story plays out, Jackie and Frank have run-ins with the government as well as the infected themselves. Sometime after, Jackie and Frank stop broadcasting. Jonas begins broadcasting on the LBMW frequency. This is how they died. Part 1. Frank Hemingway, the reporter. When you first spawn into Project Zomboid, you are not the only person there. There's a news team for the LBMW who's at ground zero for the Knox infection. One of those reporters is Frank Hemingway. This is his story. July 9th, 1993. Frank is situated at the primary exclusion zone camp, south of Louisville, where the military has set up blockades around what they call the exclusion zone. Ending his first report, promising answers from General John McGrew. Later, Frank got the general on the station, with McGrew reporting on instilling a no-fly zone over the country. Frank brings up the question of why people are being left in the dark.
This is Frank Hemingway, taking over coverage of the Knox event from Jackie. So what do we know? Influenza symptoms brought the towns of West Point and Muldraft to a standstill. Military sources suggest the area is watertight. We've got concerned locals, evacuated families, and, yup, more news teams turning up every hour. We're promised answers tomorrow from one, General John McGrew. We can't wait to hear them, General.
Stuck in the exclusion zone, Frank Hemingway continues to report on the Knox infection, trying to get as many answers as possible. Today, the president and the general gave their comments. July 10th, 1993. Frank reports from within the media camp near the exclusion zone in the morning, reporting that he has an exclusive statement from General John McGrew. When the general says the outbreak is contained, he apologizes for his lack of clarity on the Knox event, as Frank states. Frank reports on the growing public anger with how officials are dealing with the outbreak, adding that new details about the Knox infection emerged, it being flu-like, then panic and confusion.
This is Frank Hemingway, LBMW. Last night, the president gave full support to agencies fighting the Knox event.
This is a distressing time. The situation in Kentucky is unexpected and saddening. I understand the difficulties facing us. However, I have faith in the fine people of the Center for Disease Control. It is a distressing time in America, but you are in safe hands. Thank you.
As the days go on, the turmoil and chaos within the exclusion zone grow. Frank Hemingway continues to report on the anger and fear that is building up. July 11th, 1993. Frank signed off from the station broadcasting on the growing unrest in the nation, including protests in Washington, D.C., and the continued anger from within the exclusion zone. Into the night, Frank and Jackie report on the growing turmoil from the military throughout the nation, spreading the message of, stay indoors where possible, do not panic. July 12th, 1993. In the morning, Frank reports on the widening of the exclusion zone, and the rumors of conflict on the abandoned border. Into the night, Frank and Jackie detail on the news of violence within the exclusion zone.
July 11th, 1993. This is Frank Hemingway. Peacekeeping forces have been stationed throughout the nation. Throughout it all, that same message. Stay indoors where possible. Do not panic. July 12th, 1993. The Knox exclusion zone has been widened. Meanwhile, throughout the nation, the disruption continues. Fear and panic are growing. Frank Hemingway, LBMW.
The tension within the exclusion zone is reaching a boiling point. Frank Hemingway continues to find out more about what's really going on within the exclusion zone and what the military is doing. July 13th, 1993. For this broadcast, Frank brings on a witness from within the zone. Frank continued to talk to this person from the inside, Joe, on the events that occurred within the zone and talked about the blood changing the infected somehow.
July 13th, 1993. This is Frank Hemingway. We've got a witness. Where have you been, Joe?
The military base.
Who kept you there?
The army. McGrew's men. They said it was a quarantine. Then one day we woke up. Blood and changed people.
Is everyone infected?
I think so. I think they all got it. We were lucky.
July 14th, 1993. In the morning, an alarm is heard through the broadcast. Violence is confirmed in the camp by Jackie, and Frank confirms 2 people are dead. Jackie and Frank are separated.
This is General John McGrew. I have requested that this broadcast play on all media embedded with my troops. America is safe.
This is Jackie J on LBMW. There's violence in the border camp. We have unverified reports of injured civilians, potentially deceased civilians.
The infection is contained.
Jackie, we're being moved back. Can you...
Down.
This morning, violence erupted in the primary exclusion border camp.
Who is this? Are you broadcasting? Shut her down. Shut this off.
This is Jackie J. I've been Separated from my colleague, Frank Hemingway. There's gunfire on the other side of the camp. Frank, can you hear me? We're live. We're live on air.
There's been an incursion. There's hundreds of them. They're everywhere. They came from every side.
Frank, what are they? What do they look like? Jesus Christ.
Part 2, Jackie J, the last reporter.
Since the fall of the containment zone, there is no telling how many survivors there are. But one of them was LBMW reporter Jackie J. This is the story of her last days. The 15th of July, 1993. Jackie survives the night, locking herself indoors and calling it the night from hell. The military has pulled out and the camp left littered with bodies. She urges people in Louisville to get out now. The infection is coming to them. People have begun showing symptoms without fluid contact.
This is Jackie J. It's been the night from hell at the Louisville border camp. Violence between the military and civilian groups broke out. It attracted them. Hundreds of people with the Knox event infection. Maybe more. Maybe thousands. They came in. They attacked. If you're listening to this from Louisville, get out. The Knox event is no longer contained. The military has pulled out. Get out now. Jackie J, LBMW.
July 16th, 1993. The camp now looks like an abandoned battleground. A rumor has begun to spread stating that not everyone gets the illness. Some people appear to be immune, at least until they're bitten. Jackie stays at the now abandoned camp to keep people informed. Later in the afternoon, Jackie hears that the infection has made its way to Louisville, urging everyone to barricade themselves indoors and avoid contact with other people. Jackie begins to show symptoms of illness. Without leaving her building, no contact with any infected, no bites or scratches. She doesn't expect to make it through the night. Her final broadcast states that reports of the infection have been recorded, that it has spread across the world.
Jackie J on the LBMW frequency. The camp looks like a battleground. Folks are running through the dark. Those who could anyways. Not everyone gets the illness. That's what people have said. Maybe that's me too. National news is reporting that it's in Louisville. This thing, it spreads like wildfire. Wherever you are, avoid other people. I need to keep you informed. That's my job.
Columbus, Cincinnati, Ohio, outbreak confirmed. Norfolk, London, UK, outbreak.
This is Jackie, broadcasting on LBMW's frequency. I've caught the illness. I have the Knox event infection. I've been hiding in here this whole time. No bites, no scratches. Those things haven't gotten close, but something did. I've seen it happen. I'll be gone in a day. National networks are reporting that it's spread. They're saying Somalia and Africa. They're saying Norfolk, England. I know it isn't possible, but it's true. Go listen to them now. Go listen to someone else. This place is a goddamn wasteland. Keep safe. Keep safe, Kentucky.
England, Newcastle, Somalia, Mogadishu, Korea, outbreak confirmed.
Part 3, Jonas, the man on the radio. It's been a couple days after the fall of the containment zone. After some time, you hear a new voice on the radio. This would be one of the last radio broadcasts in America. Day 0 of the Knox infection, 12 p.m.
Hello? Hello? Is it working? Can you hear it there? Okay, cool. My name is Jonas. Jonas Underwood. We've cleared this area and set up camp. We've come from Louisville. Do not go to Louisville. The infection just spread. People started getting sick, so many of them. All at the same time. We left before it looked like it was gonna happen. If you've been listening, we found Jackie. She's at peace now.
Day 0, 1800 to 2330.
Hey, it's Jonas. More people have come by saying they're going to Louisville. Do not go to Louisville. They had a printout. Said soldiers checked them for bites. Stuck a gun to their head and gave them a sheet of paper. This is what it says. This is addressed to those immune to the second wave of the Knox infection. You know you're immune till a bite at least. If you don't, you will in the coming days. The time has come to bear arms against this threat. They may be your family. They may be your friends. Do not hesitate to pull the trigger.
Day 1, 0 hours, 0600 hours.
We're safe here, but we're surrounded. We woke up this morning, and there they were. Some staring, some clawing at the door. All of them hungry. Still not used to seeing them up close. They look so dead. No other word for it. Faces are blanks, except for the hunger. I don't think they're gonna go away.
Day 1, 1800, 2330.
This is Jonas.
They're inside.
Shit. What?
Part 4, the last broadcast.
This wavelength has been chosen for emergency broadcast. The spread of the Nox event infection is now total. Stay in small groups. Do not travel. Assume all major urban areas have been compromised. We are doing all we can to reclaim American soil. We will come for you. This broadcast will be set to repeat. All further updates will be broadcast on this frequency. Good luck. This wavelength has been chosen for emergency broadcast.